Good morning, it's Lynda here. It's kind of early in Northeast Texas and the sun looks like it's going to shine today, so good day here again. I'm really sick of the rain. I don't know if you've had a lot of it, but I know parts of the country are in drought, but we're about to be covered up in water. And it gets pretty old, the gray days. So what am I doing today? I'm going to be crafting. And I'm going to be making some of these things you see on my desk. Now, I can't remember where I saw this video. I will try to find it and link it below because this is not my original idea. But I love the way they did it. And when they did theirs, it was all with paper. But you know me, I've got to have some fabric and I like to sew my embellishments. So I just modified it a little bit. Now this one is finished. This is just a half sheet I tore off of a regular sheet of cream colored linen paper, printing paper. And this is finished. So you can see you build it right on the paper backing. And when you get through with building your different elements, and I split my page in half because it's so much easier for me to manipulate it under my sewing machine. If you're just doing paper and glue, then you could do a whole sheet at a time. It wouldn't matter. But once you get your little collage pieces done, then you simply tear around them. Just tear around them, leaving whatever you want to leave around the edges. I think this is such a cool idea because it uses up lots of scraps and it's not hard. Anybody can do this. And when you get through, you have some very unique and original pieces to put in your journals. Now you could use these as just simple page decorations, pockets, tucks, whatever you wanted to do with them would be fine. So you can get your thinking cap on and start deciding, if I make these, what am I going to do with them? Because that will determine a little bit on what size you create, okay? So when you get it tore out, then you might just want to ink your edges. And you know me, I just use the small little ink pad itself. I don't want it on my little tassels. Ink your edges. And you can see what an adorable little piece you have here. Let me see if I could get a page here to show you what this might look like if you put it on a page. If you put it as a pocket, isn't that cute? You could put it any way you wanted to do that. You could even bend it, half it, and wrap it over a page. There's just so many things that you could do with this, and each shape will be different because the elements that you put on there are not exactly the same. So, but there's just no telling what you can do with this with a little imagination. So let's tear these out and see what we get. This is kind of exciting. It's like almost like hunting for buried treasure because you don't know exactly what you're going to come out with when you get through. But so far I've made several of these and I haven't been disappointed in any of it. Everything is pretty, everything is unique. I've got all kinds of shapes and colors and textures to work with, and I just can't wait to use some of them. And some of these that I make will go into my mystery package collection on my Etsy shop. If you don't know about that, I do a mystery collection where I put a lot of the elements that I make that never individually that never go into my Etsy shop. And so it's quite a collection of embellishments and other junk journal related items that are you know, that I make, a lot of prototypes, a lot of just for fun for me, trying different things, and things that I make while I'm doing videos that I never put in my Etsy shop. A lot of these original items will go into my mystery collections, so you might check those out. I put just a handful of those together each month, and since everyone is different and original, they're not mass produced, there's just a few each month, but no two will ever be alike because I'm always creating new things for them. So and you know, it's not that you might not have a pocket in each one, but each one will be created differently is what I'm trying to say. So how do you like this so far? Isn't this the cutest thing? I've got to find the video where I saw this done with paper so I can credit that artist, because like I said, this is not my original idea. I wish it had been, but it wasn't. And but it's so cute, and it is one of the absolutely funnest ways that I've found so far to use up scraps. Oops, I don't know why I've got the glue out. I want the ink. And like on this one here, if you've got something loose, that's okay. Mine is sewn down. Now, if you're gluing all your elements, let's say you're doing it with all paper or whatever, you want to make sure that you get all your elements down securely, because there won't be anything to hold them. The sewing holds mine on, so I simply stick mine on with glue stick because I know I'm going to come back with sewing, and so I'm not concerned about how strong the glue is. Okay, those three are ready to go. Aren't those adorable? I love every one of them. Okay, now you can see that I have on my desk here just a pile of stuff, and that's all you want, is to pull out some of your scraps. And if you're going to use fabric, we'll mix some of that in there too. And again, I'm going to be working on a half sheet because I'm going to be sewing mine. And decide what's going to go down first. I think that I'm going to use one of these. Okay, I'm going to make a longer one, a middle-sized one, I think, straight, and then a fat one. I think that's kind of what I did here. I made an extra long one, middle-sized one, and then a kind of a fat one, just to break it up a little bit. Don't overthink this. I know you hear that all the time, and we tend to do it anyway, but your work will be so much prettier if you don't overthink it. Remember that you have a backing. The paper here is a backing, so you don't have to worry about not having a backing for your piece. It's built in since you're creating on top of paper. Okay. All right. Let's see what else I have here. I have some fun color. Let's throw a little color in there. The only thing you have to be careful is that you want to make sure that you leave room around your object to tear it, and so that you don't want to get too carried away with some of your other elements and not have room to tear. And you might not, be able to see every element when you get through. As you layer some of this stuff up, it will cover up other things, but that's okay. There's no law that says everything has to come out just exactly the same. Okay. Alrighty, let's see, what else do I want here? I think I want an edge of this pink paper, just because it's just a splash of color that will help this. Oh, don't you just hate tearing rough edges? I'm the worst tearer in the world. Let's see. Let's put a little bit of that under here. Oh yeah, I like the way that turned out. That looks good. Okay, where am I going to put this one? I think that one will go there. And then, let's see what I'm going to do with this. Okay, sorry if I'm getting off camera. I tend to lean back when I'm working, and that doesn't help you out a lot. Okay, do I want it on top? No, I don't. Do I want it down here? Yes, I do. All right. Let's get this one back on. Okay. Now, you know me, I have to have some fabric elements, so let's see. I have 3 little pieces of this. I don't want that sticking up like that. Let's go back in here and get it like that. Okay, let's go over here and let's we can take the fabric and we can subdue the color under that a little bit, and we can do that. Okay. All right, now I have a little bit of this batik fabric that I liked the colors on. I thought it was really cool, and we're gonna use a little of that. Then I'm going to come back with a little bit of lace and break that up just a little bit like that. Okay. All right. I think I'm having too much fun, don't you? This is just, this is a no-brainer, as they say. Just let it happen. Whatever happened, happened. And so that's what I'm trying to do. For me, it's not as hard as it is for some people, because I tend to like the messy look, what I call messy, creatively messy. And but some people, it drives them nuts, and they have to go back and fix things, and so that's when it becomes a problem. And so I don't have that problem. Thankfully, I'm going to take this piece, it's shorter, and put it over that. And this piece, which is longer, put it over that. Okay, to finish it off, I have a little bit of this, I don't know what it is, but it's a little bit of a yarn with some metallic threads in it, which I love the look of. Okay. that in there. Through some up there, and take the rest, and let's see, let's get a long element with the little sparklies on top, and we don't want to miss any of our sparklies, so let's pick them up and use them. Okay, that would be where I would call it quits. Now I would take this to my machine and I would sew, of course, the edges, and then make a couple of runs down through it. As you can see, it depends on the elements, how they're laid out, as to how many rows I might have to make in order to secure it. But whatever it takes, that's what you do. And if you're using fabric elements, okay? So I'm going to do that off camera, and when I get through, I'll have 3 more finished pieces. Now I need to pull this over a little bit because I didn't leave myself enough edge here to turn, and I might run this one down a little bit and this one just over a little bit. You can angle things so that you get more. You just want to make sure that when you get through, you've got a place to tear around. Now, one thing that I did not do while I was doing this was the glue elements, because obviously you're going to have to glue some of these things in place as you go down. So let's just take this off and redo it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Nothing earth-shattering when you're going to use fabric, because for one thing, you don't want an overload of glue to clog up your machine, and it doesn't take much, just a little bit, to secure something down long enough for you to be able to sew it. Okay. So you would be putting these pieces back on. And even your fabric can benefit from just a touch of glue. It'll help it to hold in that one place. Okay. Let's see, I think I want the point. Let's give this one a point. Just put your glue in there. Put your piece in there. Okay. Now this I won't be able to glue, but I'll manipulate that when I'm under the machine, so make sure that that stays in place. But since everything else is glued, it really helps me to be able to sew that without it coming apart on me. Okay. All right. That's all for this video. I hope you'll have some fun making these, and in the future I'll be putting some of these in my shop, and I'll be also making new designs and putting them in my mystery packages. So thank you so much for watching, and have a creative day. Bye-bye.